Man, watching these, we talked about that clip of like Roughnecks working. I just looked back over to that tab. Like when you guys watch this, for me, what I imagine is like myself in that scenario and having like both of my arms torn off by the torque in like those spinning things. Oh. Like when you guys watch that, are you like, yeah, I could do that? Like I watch them and it's like an elaborate dance where one misstep is like, oh, that pipe, that looks like kind of a normal pipe. Well, it's coming 15 miles an hour at the back of your head and it's made of tungsten, like it'll kill you.
I think, am I a liberal pansy? Because I feel like there's OSHA requirements that need to protect people.
Yeah.
The hands and arms must get ripped off all the time. Now, I've seen in Reddit comments, the most reliable source on the internet, that that's not how they do it anymore. That now there are machines and it's not just a human wrestling 3-ton pipes.
Well, and these guys are getting
that's
fucked.
not as fun.
Yeah,
it's weird. Like safety versus productivity, they're natural enemies, right? Like that guy's getting shit done in a hurry. I bet the machines that do it are more expensive and slower.
Yeah, it's like with any of these like wild out there jobs. Have you watched those videos?
I would do that tomorrow for 30 grand.
But okay, but I'm thinking you only need to do it once every 3 years. You know, it's like one of those things where it's the same with the people that are on the power lines walking, like clearing snow off them or something like that. It's like, yeah, I'm sure you would, but like they're not getting paid for fuck all. They're getting paid
we're gonna send the guy up instead, Woody, but thanks.
like we were talking about the OSHA thing, like you can watch those videos of the guys climbing and like the regulations are like every, you hook in and then you go up and then you unhook and you rehook and you go up and it's like, and the people who actually do it, you watch the videos, they're not hooking on to shit. They're just climbing, having a sandwich, pissing.
Like, I'm going to die if I get this wrong. I might as well die quickly and very fluidly.
It seems like they should be able to do that, right? Like you picture this, a ladder. Next to the ladder, there's a pipe. You hook on that pipe, and every like 20 feet, there's a stopper. So just every 20 feet, you just switch your hook. Like you could,
because I think that falling 20 feet, regardless on that pipe, that's not going to be you are the guy maintaining that pipe, Woody. They're not sending another guy up there to be like, well, we changed the light, but go up there, make sure the pipe is tight up there.
No. This is welded together, much like the ladder is. Right, this is a ladder with a safety device that you hook on, and you can never fall more than 20 feet. On average, you'll fall 10.
Can I just interject that I bet a pipe capable of, handling this sort of thing, a mile long into the sky adds to like the weight, maybe even like, oh, now we got to use the 17 gauge cables, those, that like 4 miles worth of cable that stretches everywhere. Now it's got to be a bigger gauge. I bet keeping those things light and it is a big
You're
deal.
right. I bet you're literally, they come in there and they put a paper down. They're like, do you see the cost benefit analysis of keeping you alive if anything goes wrong? Make sure nothing goes wrong. Like,
hey, could you put a pipe here so I have to clamp so much?
Yeah. Nope. We will just pay your spouse $35,000 more. So,
but we're gonna put it also at the top of the spire. She's gonna have to go and compete for it.
That's how
you signed the paperwork.
There's a new scary movie that's about this. It's about two girls.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, they climb up together and then like the ladder breaks and they end up like dangling.
It's one of those movies that was made with we have a premise. How do we make money off of it? Because it's like,
and a green screen. Don't forget the green screen.
Did you? I can't remember.
I wonder.
It's
the
pretty
tower
recent.
or something.
It's the same as the one that's
base
like
rig, but it seems like a base jumping rig would add a lot to safety. Am I crazy?
I would have one.
I think that the problem, right, isn't with base jumping that you need to have distance enough to not to fall, but specifically away from shit, right? So let's say you lose grip and you fall.
Who cares?
Yeah, you're dead anyways.
The alternative was splat.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it doesn't matter if you're not right side up.
You
like
fall from something, like you're falling long enough to like have regrets, like breathe in again. I should have went back to school.
There'd be a danger zone, right? With a base rig, like
1 mile.
The first 200 feet is death. And then once you get to 400, you're almost back in the safety zone. Now you're jumpable. And if you feel yourself falling, just push off a little.
It'll take 18 seconds to fall a mile. 18 seconds to fall. Like, yo, that's a YouTube short. Hey guys, I'm falling to my death. I got about 3 more seconds.
18 guys, remember to like and subscribe.
18 seconds to hit terminal velocity from start.
Oh.
This is according to Quora.
Well, that's
so they did a good idea.
The terminal velocity is around 150
No,
miles per hour.
assuming initial velocity is 0 and the acceleration of gravity is 32 feet a second, not taking in wind resistance into account, to whatever, then it's 18.2
No,
seconds.
you guys,
so even longer
the numbers
with wind
check
resistance.
Yeah, that's so I've fallen lots of times, but I have
controlled
some
falling.
element of wing. No, but I have like some element of wing that's halfway flying, and it's way longer than 18 seconds. Like that time I almost died.
That's wind a mile, and stuff. Supposedly. Like I don't know how high up those towers go. Like the ones I watch on YouTube, they're I'm guessing like 1,200 feet. Something like that for the tall ones.
There's
some real big
tower.
Like how many feet is a mile? Like 5,400 or something.
5,400, and the cell tower. It is a cell tower, right? I had one of those in the back of my like elementary school, and that. Like it's hard to even put a number to how tall it is, right? Like I can't just tell you it was 5,400 feet tall.
Like I just want to know, like pick a cell tower.
Well, I said how tall is a cell tower, and it says 400 feet, and that's not right.
Okay, the Kiev TV tower is 1,263 feet, so that's almost.
That's not a mile.
But
no.
Yeah, there are no mile tall.
No,
towers.
it's like that's like a quarter mile, almost a quarter mile, right?
There are no mile tall towers.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there is. I'm just saying that there's I'm saying that like in my head it's super tall, but like that's why when you said a base rig jump or whatever, it's like you probably don't even have enough time to get the thing unfurled before you hit the ground.
Oh, you do. That's what they're for. They jump off bridges and shit with them, you know?
I guess you're right.
Yeah, they jump off towers all the time. Yeah. Actually, the A in base stands for antenna.
One day every 6 months.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know that. So base jumping is an acronym?
Yeah.
Cool. Didn't know that. I like to know all the acronyms.
What does it mean? Know. Base?
Barely alive, surely.
It'd be funnier if the word jumping was the one that was the acronym. Base. I don't know. I would never do base jumping. That's the one that even the risk takers out there like Woody are like, hard pass, risk reward profile, kind of shit. No thank
Building
you.
Antenna span Earth. Base jumping. Span is bridge, I guess.
Right.
I thought it was because you jumped off of like flat surfaces. I don't know what I thought it was.
I'm gonna keep working on it, but it's a good start.
Building antenna span. What was the E? And
entertainment.
Shit, I forgot it already.
Energy. What are the 4 ancestral tenets of
building antenna span Earth? That must mean Cliff.
You don't plan to do any base jumping, do you, Woody? Like
no,
I think that's one of the things.
Friends that do it, and there's just no second chances. I think I've told you this before. Like I do acrobatic paragliding, and I have a wing that maybe I can get to work again if I fuck it up, and 2 reserve parachutes. I've had accidents where I used both reserve parachutes, right? So that was close call. In base jumping, they have 0 reserve parachutes. They have so little altitude that if the first one doesn't work, there's no second chances. It just has to work. And it's the deployment too. Like that shit can really fuck up. When you get base jump training, half of it is like how to fold your parachute really well.
How to reconcile your life.
Yeah, I guess there's not a lot of training to it. There's like, first of all, guys, you gotta jump. All right. And after that, like this is so key. Everyone pay attention. Mike, put the joint down. You gotta pull your chute, guys.
Don't pull it.
Every single day, someone here doesn't pull.
Every single instance that something goes wrong, they're not pulling their chute. We promise. It's just they're forgetting.
It's hemorrhaging money, no return business. It's not barely a base jump with the pile down there now.
You're not getting your deposit back on that chute.
My friend's friend died recently of base jumping, and
well, now it's not funny.
No, the guy was really experienced too. He was in skydiving. He was a tandem guy, and that says 2 things to you. One, he's really well trained. If you're taking people on tandem jumps, then you do it a lot. 2, it says he gets a lot of jumps, right? Tandem guys can jump like 12, 15 times a day or whatever. And you ask your tandem guy how much he's done it. They always have like 7,000, 12,000 jumps, and he still died. And it's like, that's just, well, he died base jumping. And
no, like equipment malfunction. Like
I don't know the specifics of it.
Oh, I do. Oh no, I'm not gonna make a joke.
But I don't know. It just super sucks, and people die. Like just healthy people who were alive one day are dead the next, who were fun, and that's base jumping.
Yeah, that one seems real scary. It seems like less of the fun part. And when I imagine jumping out of something with a parachute, it's the free fall that seems fun to me. It's that moment in the Power Rangers movie when they're all wearing ski like equipment and they're like twirling around in the air as they free fall. I was like, oh, that looks so fun. It looks like they're floating, like there's zero G, and it feels like that too to them. So like that seems fun. So extending that out as much as possible by going higher seems to me like how you make that more extreme. Not making the ride shorter or being able to do it at a moment's notice. It's like, when I want to jump, I just fucking jump. Like, I get real high in the air on an airplane, so nothing can go wrong.
Like, you're in the majority. Most people find the fall to be the most fun part. Yeah. I like it after the canopy goes up. It's really noisy. Skydive. Have you jumped out of an airplane before?
No.
It's super noisy. Like, so you're just, I guess it'd be like a motorcycle without a helmet. Like you're just going 100 miles an hour or something through. Yeah. And once you pull the chute, all of a sudden, like there's a little piece, you're steering, you're under control. That I thought that was more fun, but most people agree with you.
No, I could see liking both of them. I would think there'd be a lot of thrill and a lot of like wonder to the fall. And then initially there would be a really happy moment where, whew, it opened up and we're good. Now I can enjoy the rest.
I thought it was going to hurt more. Like I've thrown a couple reserve parachutes for either practice or emergency. That's what we call a combat throw. And a reserve parachute is designed to really quickly start doing parachute shit, right? It catches air really well and it quickly expands and stops you because you might be at low altitude when you throw it and you don't want to fuck around. A parachute, the kind you might skydive with, they open slowly. They start in a little bird's nest and sort of come out, and there's a slider that comes up and helps them hold their form. And what that means is that the yank when you first like decelerate isn't so bad. I thought it was going to be like a reserve parachute from terminal velocity, which is like I was like a little scared of the initial jerk, but it's not bad.
Yeah, that stuff Richard did with the halo jumping. That has its own like scary things. He went hypoxic.
Halo jumping means from really high.
High altitude,
45,000 feet to 55 is like the number that's in my head. But,
good gosh, okay.
I think I'm
5-minute free fall.
I
get bored halfway through. I'm sorry.
But you
get on your phone.
You wear oxygen, and I remember a really funny story. You know how Tom Cruise likes to do his own stunts, right? He was filming the Mission Impossible that has Henry Cavill in it. It's notoriously the one where Henry Cavill has the mustache and had to be CGI'd out for the Superman film. He is the bad guy in that movie, but not right away. Spoiler alert. And there's a scene where the two of them jump out of a airplane together, a halo jump. And Tom Cruise shows up, halo jump ready. He's been training for months or whatever. And Henry Cavill's like, what the fuck? You're gonna jump with the stunt man who's my height and has bad hair? Like, whatever it takes, Tom. I want to jump out of this plane. And Henry Cavill's like, look, here's the thing. We could do that. We can do it. We can put you in that suit. We can put a helmet on you. We can throw you out of that plane, but somebody'd probably die, and it'd be somebody that works for us. Somebody would die trying to save you. Somebody would die trying to save you, and whoever tried to save them would probably die too, and maybe me. People would die trying to save you, Henry. If anything went wrong, that's how things would go. And Henry was like, all right, well, maybe Stuntman then. That's how he sounds.
Paint some figurines then.
Yeah, because it's like so dangerous if you got hypoxic up there and you can't. Now, there should be a mechanism that pops your chute at the correct altitude, but I'm sure that they don't like relying on that for your life. And he had to do stunt work while he was up there. I think it wasn't just a simple jump. I think there's twirling and whirling and fighting.
But Tom Cruise did it. They let him do it.
Goddamn right. Tom Cruise does all of his own stunts.
He seems like a fun entertainer.
He sounds like a real stand-up guy. I'd go to church with him.
Every time Tom Cruise comes up, I like to state this. Tom Cruise is a fucking weird little fucking man, okay? He's creepy. I bet he knows some dark shit, some criminal shit about torture, murder, rape, and like human slavery in the first world.
Well, he is in Hollywood, yeah.
He's a Scientologist, and like that guy's wife is still missing. Okay, the guy who runs Scientology, no one knows where she's been at, and no one will tell you. They throw the police reports away. Okay, Tom Cruise knows where that lady went, but he's an amazing actor, and he does all of his own fucking stunts. He jumps across buildings. That was him on the side of the. I'm getting the name weird. The Burj Khalifa.
Burj Khalifa.
Yeah, the Burj Khalifa.
So he's on the side of the world's real tallest building, goofing around out there, like doing it for real. He's dangling out the side of that C-17 or whatever it was for real. I mean, he's strapped up. He's not just hanging on by his hand, but he's strapped out there. His next movie's in outer fucking space. I don't mean it's about outer fucking space. I said Tom Cruise's next movie is in outer fucking space because he's gonna go to space to film it.
Real space?
He's going to real space.
Is James Cameron do that? Like,
no,
that's
like,
a super expensive movie.
Yeah,
he is going to real fucking space to make a space movie.
Is Tom Cruise going to space?
Is it
for
like
his upcoming 2024 project? Tom Cruise will be going to the ISS and set to not only be the first to film a movie in outer space, but the first civ to ever spacewalk outside the station.
That is sick.
And they don't. All right. They may be overstepping there. They may be overstepping the spacewalk thing.
That's so
he wants to spacewalk. They're not going to let him.
Do it. Come on, he's already up there.
Tom Cruise. It's American royalty.
They're not going to.
Yeah, he literally can't. Like, we have to let this 70-year-old walk in space.
Although, hang on. So he last I heard, like Elon Musk is like, yeah, totally, we'll work that out. And so
like he runs the ISS.
He runs the fucking. He runs SpaceX.
Right? Yeah.
But they don't have the ISS. I thought he said ISS. Am I wrong?
Yeah. But
you don't have to own a house. If you have a car, you can still drive up to the parking lot and
to do a spacewalk. He doesn't need the ISS. He could just pop out of the dragon thing or right.
He said he was going to be on the ISS. I assume they were going to use his facilities and tethers
it is unclear whether he'll stroll around outside the station or if he'll actually enter. But but they're saying that, like, listen, we're putting him up in that general area. But you can't do any launch without the government approval. So regardless, they will know he's not going to just show up outside the ISS. That's crazy.
Well, this is awkward. Yes.
Look. They'll fully let Tom Cruise go to the ISS because they will. Like what we're talking about is the spacewalk, though. Like that's the scary, dangerous thing that they don't let like celebrities go up and do is a spacewalk. There's only like a handful of people.
No, he wouldn't do a real one. Because
if you drift off, you die.
He'd be tethered up. Like it would.
No. A spacewalk is leaving the fucking craft in your suit. That is a spacewalk. It doesn't matter if he's tethered or not. Going out there is bonkers. Going out there without
by him. He wouldn't be by himself. There'd be like a real
It doesn't matter. Going into the environment. It doesn't matter if we're hugging him while he does it.
Yeah, you're going into a
There was a Russian who had condensation in his suit because it was humid out, right? You might think, it's just a little condensation from humidity. Well, it's settled in the bottom of his suit. You go into 0G. He goes on the spacewalk. It all comes up to his face, flows into his ear cavities. Now he's completely discombobulated. It gels over his eyeballs and starts suffocating him because it's 0G water stuck to his face. And he can't touch his face because it's in a helmet. He was blind, deaf, and discombobulated. He got back in by touch. You're blowing the water out of his hand the whole way.
Hey, Tom, you got to stay on Earth, all right, bud?
All right, touche. I didn't know that happened in space.
Like, imagine like the scariest kind of deep sea diving. That's what we're talking about, right? Like it's something that only a handful of people have ever done for a reason.
Space is less scary.
And when you look at like an astronaut's pedigree, right? Remember that Asian fellow that we're always just like fucking saluting here? He's like ex-Navy SEAL, an astronaut, doctor. Might be an engineer too. He added something else recently that was noteworthy. He got like a black belt or something.
He's got too much talent.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Like, you got to be that kind of motherfucker to for them to fly you up there in that rocket and then let you walk around on their dime.
So then what would it
when
be?
When people die, the whole program like loses money. Like they don't want more people to go up there.
Imagine Tom Cruise dies and
ruins the space program. It's the sort.
No,
you think it would?
Nah, it just makes it more legit.
When people die,
make the movie look real.
If you look at like the times when the space program slid to a halt, every time something blows up, it's like, or somebody dies, it's like, okay, got to rewrite the books and like touch every knob and trinket on this thing.